Emily, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay, just checking to see if you can hear us. We will call the Plan Commission meeting to order. Who all we got? Mary Claire, I see you. Kurt, I see you. Is Randy on?
Nope.
No? Okay. Somebody's coming in the door. Well, maybe
Randy will not be in attendance tonight.
not. Okay. All right, we're having a public hearing, or I'm sorry, first of all is minutes. Everybody have a chance to take a look at the minutes?
I will approve. Second.
Motion second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Public hearing. Public hearing on a conditional use permit application for structural erosion control measures in a slope preservation zone at 1090 Front Street. Eric and Heidi Becken. Is there anyone, this is a public hearing. If you are on Zoom, just hop on in. If you have a comment that you'd like to make, please unmute when you do that. So once again, is there anybody here that would like to comment? Anyone here who would like to comment?
Rich, this
Yeah.
is Emily. I will say that staff received one phone call from Richard Pearson at 1109 Crestview Drive. He stated he was neutral and he had no problem with the retaining wall project. So that's the only comment that staff received before the meeting. And the applicant is also in attendance via Zoom.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Emily.
Move to close the hearing.
One last time.
Last time.
Any other comment?
Put 3 times.
Any other comment? Any other comment?
Now. Move to close the hearing.
We have a motion to close the hearing. Is there a second? Motion and second to close the hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. The public hearing is closed. Discussion and possible action on a conditional use permit application for structural erosion control measures in a slope preservation zone at 1090 Front Street. Eric and Heidi Becken.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this property is located in what's called the Lower St. Croix Riverway Rivertown Management Zone. And with that comes with a couple of different pieces of code that relate to this issue, one being in ours, another in NR 118, which is state DNR code. But the reason why this conditional use permit is brought before us is because the existing retaining walls on the property require some repair and maintenance due to impending structural problems from the walls eroding over time. So the retaining walls are considered what's called a structural erosion control measure, and the slope preservation zone requires an approval of a conditional use permit in order to do any of these reconstructions or repairs. Without the CUP, the home will continue to see columns dropping, and their existing patios and driveway will continue to settle and eventually lead to more serious erosion problems. What's going to be proposed, though, is that it'll look just like natural stone. The walls will be within the same vicinity, minimal grading, and similar height, so nothing really different than what is currently there, just look nicer, essentially. The applicant is trying to be proactive, basically, and resolve the issue before it ends up eroding and causing more problems. So with that being said, I do want to note that a Board of Appeals meeting was held last week, Thursday, and a variance was approved for the non-conforming accessory structure of the retaining wall to be repaired and reconstructed. So now we're just looking to get the CUP approved for the applicant so they can move forward and get this reconstructed and repaired.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Thanks, Tiffany. Discussion and possible action on a downtown design review certificate for 403 Vine Street, Mark Photography.
All right, so the applicant for this one has submitted requests for a sign permit downtown design review certificate to permit a wall sign at the property 403 Vine Street. There's like an image shown in the packet of where it's specifically located. It's kind of like surrounded by R2 zoned homes. The wall sign is proposed to be internally lit and about 22.75 square feet in size. Municipal Code 2025C1A states that wall signs are allowed up to 10% of total wall area, and staff has found that this does meet that requirement. So with that, we do recommend approval of the review certificate, possibly with the addition of including lighting control measures to dim the lights at night in the sign, just so it doesn't impact the neighbors across the road.
I will move to approve it, but with the conditions and the lighting control measures. In other words, there are residences across the street that could see that I feel it's only fair. I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, whatever time is chosen or worked out, but to dim it, so I would say off for the evening myself, but at least dim it with that contingency. Move for approval.
I'll second it with the conditions.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. So what was the motion for? What are you saying?
Well,
You want it
I moved
dimmed?
to allow the sign, but, you know, Tiffany mentioned that, you know, they were working on, at the end of the day, let's call it the end of the day, to dim or shut off the sign, and I think that should be mandatory, either one or the other. I prefer it go off because there are residences facing right across from that. And I mean, not that that's an offensive sign, but it's light that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
And it's a bright intersection.
Right.
You know, it's going to be noticed or seen. It's not like it won't be able to be read.
Okay.
So I guess, you know, that can be worked out, is what I'm trying to say, but it should go down to very low or nothing at night.
Yeah. Okay. We have a motion and a second discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on a certificate of compliance for Court or Cordy Fisheries to operate a supermarket grocery store at 619 Second Street. Court Fisheries, did I say that right?
Courtney, yeah.
Cordy? Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
So the applicant, Mr. Cordy, who is online right now, has submitted a certificate of compliance application to operate a supermarket grocery store. Ooh, I don't know what that back sound is, but anyway, the building space located on the lower level of the building, and it's 1,000 square feet in area, with the main entrance on the west side of the building from the rear private parking lot, which has about 12 parking spaces that would accommodate this particular unit in the building. The store would feature packaged fresh fish products from Cordy Fisheries, and the application narrative that was provided to staff states that the fish market will have hours of operation Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and staffing would include 2 to 3 employees on site at one time. With that being said, if Mr. Cordy would wish to speak on anything further, feel free. Otherwise, we're open to comments from commissioners if they have any.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
How would you, Mary Claire?
Mary Claire? I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I apologize. Is this the lower level of Mallory's, or am I confused?
So it's
No.
about two doors north of there.
So which building is it the lower level of then?
Professional building with there's a barber shop and Weather
Oh, that
City.
building. Okay, and then so there's 12 parking spots behind that building, but that's shared with like the barber shop, Weather Safe, and all of that. I mean, are those 12 spots just strictly for this business?
No, it's for the building. There's right now, I think, just 2 to 3 other occupants with, 1 or 2 employees.
Okay, because Weather Safe is in there, the barber shop's in there. Okay. Thank you.
Fred?
Would there be signage on Main Street for this, or would it be strictly signed and access from the rear?
So at first, just from the rear with just sandwich board while we're open on the main street. Eventually getting a sign up on the main street too.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'm still a little quick. So there's 12 spots back there. There's 12 spot parking spaces behind, of which 3 are being used. And you'll have how many employees?
Well, I mean, starting out just me and another. So really just 2 to start, but eventually having 2 to 3 throughout the workday.
Anybody else?
But I mean, you don't, I mean, you could save those spots for your customers. I'm thinking in that, you and the employees, I mean, there's other long-term parking options for you to park in.
Absolutely.
If you're going to be there for that extended time and leaving those spots open as able for, for your guests.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else?
Need a motion?
Yep.
So moved.
And I'll approve, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on a downtown design review certificate for 403 Vine Street. Oh, I'm sorry, we did that,
We did
right? Recommendation to the Common Council for amendments to Municipal Sign Code Chapter 202. Oh, that's for future agendas. That'll be coming up in the next meeting. And keep in mind that what we did the other day, we had asked that the school put a temporary sign out last week, I guess, right? And they did that, but this code is not specific to that project. All right, so the code amendment, not specific to that project. I just want to make that clear for everybody that's watching in, as well as I'm pretty sure the Plan Commission understands that. The amendment is dealing with any of the publicly owned properties of which the school is one, okay? But hopefully people had a chance to see the signs. If not, we've got pictures of the sign in the day as well as at night. If anybody needs those, let us know. Mike's got them. He can send them out. And I think that's it.
That was the location that they planned to put it, correct?
Within a foot or two,
I
yeah.
mean, that was,
Right. Yeah. Mary Claire.
Yes, thank you. Can I just ask, just on that particular sign, what are the dimensions of that sign? And is that the actual sign size that they are proposing? Folks have asked me what the size is again.
No, it's not. And I don't have the dimensions of the sign, but I did talk to Nick about it, and he said that that sign is, the temporary sign that was put out there is actually like about a foot taller than the sign that they're proposing for permanent placement. But the permanent sign would be, again, a little bit longer, maybe a foot longer, foot shorter. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty close,
All right, thank you.
okay? And the lighting on it is, I think, exactly what they're proposing. Okay? Anybody else? We have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We stand adjourned. Thanks, everybody.